The tech giant chartered cargo flights to ferry 600 tons, or 1.5 million iPhones, to the US from India.
Airlifting a massive shipment of iPhones and other products from India to the United States.
Apple, the world's largest technology corporation, is before our eyes opening a new chapter in the history of the global economy. In the midst of the trade war between the United States and China, the company, for the first time ever, is shipping 600 tons of iPhones produced in India to America. Not from Shenzhen, not from Suzhou, but from Chennai, India. Why is this important? Because this is not just a shipment. This is a front. This is a new battle in an old war. Many have come to view Apple as a symbol of American innovation and success. But few have considered the fact that the lion's share of its products are made in China. That's where the labor is, the suppliers, the infrastructure. That's where investments flowed for decades. And now, a sharp pivot. Under the pressure of Trump's tariffs, which have reached a staggering 125% on Chinese components, Apple is seeking a way out. And it finds it in India. Here's the twist. India was never seriously considered an alternative to China. But as the saying goes, if you want to break an empire, start with its supply chains. That is exactly what's happening. The Chinese model, built over years, is now under threat. Manufacturing began leaving China during the pandemic years. But now it has become a full-scale exodus. According to Reuters, Apple is chartering cargo planes to deliver the first wave of iPhones from India to the US. 1.5 million units. And the reason is simple: to avoid Chinese tariffs, which in recent months have skyrocketed to the ceiling. While some debate whether Trump will win in 2024, business is not waiting. It is acting. I want you to understand the scale. 600 tons of smartphones, that's dozens of flights. That's hundreds of millions of dollars. That's a colossal logistical operation. But the company is deliberately taking on these costs because the alternative is multi-billion-dollar losses. And here is where it gets most interesting. India, a country long dismissed, is now at the center of a global transformation. In a country where phone assembly was recently still at the level of pilot batches, Apple is now building new production hubs. And not just Apple. According to the latest reports from the BBC, Samsung, Xiaomi, HP, and even Google have already followed Apple into India. A new key phrase has emerged: the less you depend on China, the greater your chance to survive this war. But wait, is it really that simple? Of course not. India is not China. Its infrastructure is weaker, bureaucracy is more entrenched, and manufacturing experience is more limited. But it has one clear advantage: it is not China. And that means tariff savings. This is exactly what Apple is capitalizing on. According to leaks, iPhones assembled in India are passing through US customs at a reduced rate. Chinese-made devices, on the other hand, are subject to additional duties of up to 54%, and for high-end models, as much as 125%. And here comes the provocative question: who is going to pay for all of this? The answer is obvious: the American consumer. According to estimates by Rosenblatt Securities, the price of the new iPhone 16 Pro Max in the US could rise from $1,599 to $2,300. Yes, nearly one-third more. And this is happening while inflation in the United States is once again climbing. And when, according to CNBC, 1 in 5 Americans is postponing a phone upgrade due to high prices. So, could it be that Trump, in his fight for American jobs, is actually achieving only one thing: rising prices and a manufacturing exodus? That's exactly what's happening. Apple is just the tip of the iceberg. This week, it was revealed that Tesla is considering relocating part of its production to Indonesia, and Amazon is investing in Vietnam. What we are witnessing is the mass disintegration of China's model of globalization. But China is not sitting idle. They fully understand that this is no longer just about trade. It is a blow to the foundation. In response, Beijing is preparing countermeasures. According to leaks from Global Times, one of the options under discussion is a ban on rare earth exports to the US. Critical components not only for smartphones, but also for military equipment. And this is only the beginning. Not surprised yet? Then brace yourself. China has started shedding American bonds. It's a quiet but explosive move. According to the Wall Street Journal, the People's Bank of China has already sold more than $90 billion in US treasuries over the past 2 months. This could destabilize American financial markets. Rising yields would strike mortgage rates, investments, and the stock market. And that means a direct hit to confidence in the dollar. Now think about this. Apple is leaving China. China is unloading dollar assets. The US is imposing tariffs. China is hitting back. What do you think this is, if not the beginning of a systemic conflict? Meanwhile, in India, celebration. The local press quotes the Minister of Industry. Apple has shown the world that India is the new China. In response, Prime Minister Modi announces massive subsidies for foreign companies, a simplified tax regime, and the construction of a new industrial zone in the state of Tamil Nadu. But can India ride this wave? Analysts are skeptical. Infrastructure is weak. The energy sector is overwhelmed. Bureaucracy stifles initiative, and yet there is a chance. According to Deloitte, by the year 2026, India could capture up to 15% of the global mobile electronics market if there is large-scale support at the state level. Now let's return to Apple. 600 tons is just the first step. The question is not whether they will send a second wave. The question is, when will they shut down production in China completely? And this is where the real tension lies. Because if Apple pulls out of China entirely, it will be a symbolic end to the era of China's centrality in global manufacturing. It will mean that the United States no longer needs the Chinese platform. And Beijing understands this. That is why, attention, there is talk of disconnecting Apple from the Chinese market. Yes, this is not about manufacturing, but about sales. If Beijing decides to block the Apple Store or complicate device certification, the company could lose access to one of the largest consumer markets in the world. It would be a harsh move, but it is being discussed because Apple has become the symbol of departure. Now take a look at the big picture. The United States strikes at China through technology. China strikes back through finance, and India seizes the moment. This triple dynamic is the essence of the new global trade war, and it seems that a way out is nowhere in sight. Trump says, these are temporary difficulties. But markets are falling, companies are fleeing, consumers are suffering. So then what? Victory? Or a strategic miscalculation? That's why I believe that this shipment of 600 tons of iPhones is not just commercial logistics. It is a geopolitical statement. It is a manifesto. It is a response to sanctions. It is a new strategy in an old war. And if tomorrow you see the headline, Apple doubles production in India, don't be surprised. And if you see China sells another $100 billion in U.S. bonds, that will be the next phase of the blow. Or perhaps the opposite. The U.S. and China agree to lift tariffs? The probability is low, but strategic reversals have not been canceled. For now, the world is on edge, and we are the witnesses. And even if today it's about smartphones, tomorrow it could be oil, grain, gas, or weapons. Share your opinion. Who is really winning the trade war? And can India truly replace China? Or is that just an illusion? Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll continue to unpack the most pressing political and economic conflicts of our time.